It's a beautiful, breezy 72 degrees today at the gun range. So we are in a safe and controlled environment. We are at the gun range, and this video is for educational purposes only. All right, so Glock has done it again. Y'all know everybody's up in a huge uproar about Glock discontinuing a whole lot of their pistols, but the 43X is sticking around. And they have since released, I don't know, it ain't that long ago, it's pretty recent. They have released the Glock 43X MOS in FDE. FDE, Coyote, whatever, 60, 50, 100 shades of FDE, whatever it is you want to call it, well, they have done it. So at first look, my first impression should have been a brown box. All right, so we got the 19X in the brown box, and they did it with the 43X. Why didn't they do it with the brown box? But you know what they're going to do? In a little bit, they're going to let it out with a brown box. But anyway, that's not here nor there, but that's just how I see they work. All right, so pistol is clear. This is how she looks. Now, the pistol is the exact same situation as the original Glock 43X, except it is now MOS. Now, there was a first round of MOS that came out that they were having a little bit of issues as far as mounting goes. And apparently, they have come out with a solution to the problem. So the original Glock 43X that was MOS, it had some studs in the front, I believe a couple of studs in the back that made it a little difficult with actually mounting certain optics, or you needed a plate. I don't know exactly what the issue was, but it caused people to have to go get those machined down so that we can have a nice fit for the optic. So now on the new Glock 43X, which is this one here, they have done away with that. So now it gives you the ability to actually directly mount the Holosun 507Ks as well as the Vortex CCW Defenders. So I believe, because my Glock 17 also has this same style post. So if I was to remove this plate from this slide, there is two posts that actually stick up out of the frame just a little bit, so that when you put your dot or your red dot on it, it would actually fit over the two posts that sit up here, and then that is where you would actually drive in your screws. Now for me, in my opinion, it gives you more thread run when you're actually mounting that optic. Now, some people may be like, it doesn't matter, but that was the difference, or that is the difference between the original MOS and the MOS on this particular Glock 43X. All right, we did a quick clear check. Let me give you a little bit of specifications. Now we're going to school. We're going to have the educational part of this video. All right, so the Glock 43X is chambered in 9mm, and it does have a barrel length of, this one, just to make sure, it has a barrel length of 3.41. Empty weight is 18.55 ounces. Loaded weight is 22.96 ounces, and the overall length is 6.50 inches, and the slide length on here is 6.06 inches. All right, so that is what it is. It has not changed from the original original 43X that's non-MOS all the way to the updated MOS version. Now it does come with two 10-round magazines. They do have aftermarket magazines that will give you a little bit more of that round capacity if you're looking for that. Now another gripe for me is, why the hell y'all just ain't make these FDE too? Why did y'all have to include black magazines? Why we couldn't just have everything uniform like the 19X? But I know y'all, I got y'all numbers. So with that being said, we know where we are, we know what we're doing. So the only thing left now to do is what? Suit them up so we can set them down range. All right, so we're gonna wait around and see what happens now with the next 43X. All right, so as I told you, it does come with two 10-round magazines. I must admit, I have to tell you, and I am going to be honest, as far as this Glock 43x, this is probably one of my preferred Glocks as far as, oh shit, that's an ant pile. As far as the carry options go for Glock, this is a very nice shoot. I like it better than the 43 because it gives you, oh, see, that wasn't even seated properly. There you go. Slam it, slam it, slam it. All right, first shot, let's see. Same shit. All right, so one thing I failed to mention, that it does have, pistol is clear, magazine is empty. It does have an accessory rail underneath for you to not only run the optic of your choice because it's MOS, but you can also run the light that would fit this one slot pick space that is underneath. All right, same sights, but anyway, hopefully the V series will give us just a little bit more sass for that Glock, you know, like tickle my fancy type, make me excited. All right, so here we go. Let's get me, it's another ant pile. All right, so now I stopped. There was no issue with the pistol. The actual trigger guard is digging into my knuckle, so it's giving me that Glock knuckle, and that kind of hurt. You don't have to overcompensate your grip. Pistol is clear, magazine is empty. You don't have to overcompensate your grip with this because it is a 9mm. Although it is a compact pistol, the recoil on here is quite decent. I don't have a lot of, you know, that excess recoil with this firearm, and I think that's why I enjoy it. Now, just to put some a little bit more of insult to injury, everything is still the same. The trigger is still the same. It's not giving anything different from the original 43X, non-MOS. But I am glad that they did it because definitely running a red dot, I like it. I like shooting with red dots. So it's a good deal. She sure is pretty. She's like a baby 19X. Now, I did see when I was doing my little, you know, my little extra educational part, that they do have one that's threaded barrel with the, I think it's called the Debo, D-E-B-O, 43X. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, it did say like Glock 43X Debo or some shit. All right. All right, magazine release is nice and smooth. It's not that bad. It's better than the Gen 3. It's not so small. Oh my. It's not as small as the Gen 3, obviously, because we've increased the gens and they've at least did a better job with the magazine release, but it's still kind of sharp on the edges. So yeah. Pistol is clear, magazine is empty. So, excuse me. Glock 43X MOS. Now, I can definitely appreciate change, especially when it comes to Glock, and the fact that they have noticed and accepted the fact that they probably made a bad decision with the original footprint for the red dots. They went back and they modified. So I'll give y'all credit for that, Glock. All right, so we got our magazines loaded. Hold that for me, please. Now, I think I only have 9 in here, but it's a little tight. All right, y'all, so 43X. One good thing too is I'm not getting slide bite with this particular Glock, which I don't with my my initial 43X that's not MOS. So I am feeling a little bit of friction on the actual meat between my thumb and my index finger, but it's not, I don't think it's typically from the slide, it's from that beaver tail. See if we can drop the slide with my thumb. No, I can't. Very good. We are clear, empty. Now this particular 43X, now I don't know if there are others that do have it, but I am going to mention it because it will be a question that somebody is going to ask. So I am going to cover the answer before the question is asked. Does it have an external safety? No, this does not have any external safeties, but they are internal safeties. So this one does not have thumb safeties. Now, I'm not sure if they are. That's how they come, but somebody's going to ask, so we just cover that now. You have serrations in the front and the rear of the slide, and your box come with your standard lock mag loader as well as your manuals. So everything is everything. Boy, it don't take none but a second for your hands to get nasty out here. Now, this, I don't know if it's because the color of the gun, but although it's the standard or regular rear sight and front sight, it feels like it's more pronounced. Maybe because the gun is this bronzy copper FDE color. It's kind of, the sights are kind of like jumping out on me more, making the shoot a lot more comfortable. It can be a figure of my brain, but they're very pronounced. And I feel like it's because of the color of the pistol. Pistol is clear, magazine is empty. All right. Okay. We are probably, it's taking me a little bit longer. Y'all know I do give y'all 100 rounds, but because the magazines are only 10 rounds each, it's a little laggy, but y'all stick with me. I got something to tell you. Stick with me. You still here? I told you y'all was my little nosy friends, but I ain't gonna tell you yet. Gotta watch out for these ant piles. Uh-oh. She dropped it. All right. So, the Glock 43x MOS FDE chambered in 9mm. Chambered in 9mm. My head heard it, but I didn't hear. I didn't hear it. Nothing has changed. It's pretty much the same thing, which I like. I enjoy the Glock 43X, but we do have an upgraded footprint for your red dots. Very, very good. I like it. I like it. I like it. Another thing they could have done too was given us the magazine that would have accomplished just a little bit more rounds. But I can foresee that coming in the future very, very soon, because that is just something that they do. But Glock, thank you for addressing that issue with that that footprint. But overall, I love it. Glock 43X, I really, 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 really enjoy. The only thing I don't like, look at that. Let's do a quick clear check really quick. She's clear. When you're shooting those FDE pistols and those copper pistols and those peanut butter, whatever it is you want to call it, it is dirty. So these are my FDE pistols, or my pistols of any type of coloring besides black. They get cleaned all the time, all the time, because I just don't like to see that. So she will be getting wiped up and, made all pretty and stuff. But yes, enjoyed it very much to the fullest. Very good. Glock, listen, what else would I tell you? To anybody and everybody who has ever sent me something to my P.O. box, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate every single item. I appreciate every single thing. I get a little weirded out when I want to come on here and say, oh, such and such sent me this, thank you so much. But I don't want, you know what I'm saying? You can't just out people like that. How about you? What if they didn't want me to do that? So I don't, you know, give you that grand thank you. If you want me to now, just put a little note in there or something. But thank you very, very much. I appreciate every single thing. So with that being said, what did y'all think? What did y'all see? How did y'all feel? Let me know. Drop that in the comments because I am quite satisfied. Quite satisfied. Y'all, thank you also for watching this video and supporting the channel. Y'all know I love it when things work, but I love y'all for life. Muchos besitos.